Welcome to another sim soaring video. I'll be flying the ASK 21 in X-Plane 11 again today. This will be a thermaling task. There'll be no reach lift or slope lift. We're flying at Cunderdin in Western Australia. The task is inspired by a real world task at Cunderdin. And I say inspired because I didn't actually use the lats and longs of the term points from the task. Couldn't be bothered converting them, so I just chose term points at similar locations. As you'll see when I get to the flight plan later on during the flight, I'll show you what the layout of the flight plan. Now, I've named this flight adventure Racing the Sun, and the reason for that is that we've got about 2¼ hours roughly until the sun goes down to finish the task. So I'll be under a little bit of pressure because it's a 160 kilometre task. So I'll probably be needing to average a decent sort of speed. That's just to put a bit of pressure on me. So I don't get lazy, because we're not racing against any other gliders or anything. It's just me up there today flying. So let's get cracking. I'll probably have to, by the way, cut or break this task into 2 parts, unfortunately, for YouTube.
Once again, trim's not quite right. The ground roll of the takeoff in X-Plane is far too short, in my opinion. In theory, I've got a trim wheel today, but I seem to have run out of trim range. Can't trim down enough. Maybe if I take a high toe position, it's a little bit easier, I guess. I probably should have a look at the task about this point in time.
So this is our task in Plan G. It's a 160 kilometre triangle, and we'll be flying around it anti-clockwise, as the green arrows are showing. Initially we'll be heading due east, following the Great Eastern Highway out to this town here. I think it's pronounced Cunderdin or Cunderdin, maybe. Then we'll be going northwest up to YCUN. There are actually small airfields at both of these towns, so if we get into strife, we can put down at those locations. There are also, because this is wheat country, we're in the West Australian wheat belt, there are plenty of land-out opportunities as well. After YCUN, we'll be heading more or less south, or slightly west of south, down to our departure airfield at Cunderdin. So let's get back to the task. Oh, I should say too, we have to finish this task before the sun goes down. We've got about 2¼ hours, I believe, to do that. If we were to maintain around 45 knots or 83 kilometres per hour average on the task, then according to our flight planner, we should be able to finish the task in under 2 hours. So that's not a big ask. So we'll see how we go.
Okay, we're coming up to launch height now, so I'm going to release the tow rope. Tow rope gone. We'll go right while he's going left. Retrim. Wheels fixed down. Can't do anything about that. We don't have flaps to worry about. Do need to turn on the audio vario. Looks like we're in a thermal. trim up a bit for the case. See if I can find it again on the way around. Turn down the audio for the Vario a bit, hopefully not too much. So we'll have to do a bit of wind compensation as we come round this time. Seem to be centered at this stage. Seem to have the trim right though. Wondering if my trim wheel is working. Oh, you know what? It's not. To use buttons. Just remembered I forgot to start the Go Flight interface tool. Never mind. I'll try wind compensation again. Punch up into the wind for a bit. Get back into the thermal again. Tend to drift out the back of them. Didn't. Up to 5,500 feet. I did have a very light covering of cumulus cloud originally in this task, but I had to take it out. I was getting too much shadow flicker. The clouds, or flutter or something, I don't know, it just doesn't look right. Can't turn off cloud shadows as far as I can tell in X-Plane. So I had to turn the clouds off. And into the wind again. Am I at the top of the thermal or something? I don't know, there's something here. We're at 6,000 feet. Turn into the wind again. Six and a half. Maximum start height is actually 6,000, but we're behind the start line at the moment. We've got a little ways to travel to get to the start line. So this time around I'm going to head for the task start line, which is over the airfield. Or more precisely, it's over the gliding club house, which I don't think is actually modelled in X-plane scenery, but never mind. So I'm going to trim down. Lose a bit of height. Okay, we're on task. Slow up a bit now. We're in a thermal. Just dolphin through this one because we're pretty high. Now we're going to be following that highway there. That's the, you can call it the Great Eastern Highway. There's also a railway line next to it. We're heading, our first turn point is 44 kilometres away. Oops, more lift. Short-lived though. Yeah, our first turn point is at is it Cunderdin or Cunderdin? Not sure how to pronounce it. The turn point I placed over the wheat silos there. Again, they're probably not modelled in the X-plane. The road layout should be there though. Doesn't really matter because we're navigating with, oh, this is a good thermal, I'm going to turn. Because we're in blue thermals today, that is cloudless thermals, you know, beggars can't be choosers. I've got to If I find a thermal I can circle in, I really need to take it. I'm not sure when I'm going to bump into another one. It's not as though I can fly towards clouds to find thermals. Plus the thermals, I don't believe in X-Plane, I don't believe they're linked to ground features. Even if they were, you'd be flat out lining yourself up with a ground feature here. Although those big cream areas you can see out there, they're salt pans or salt lakes below. Oh, I've come out the back of the thermal, been blown out the back. As we come round into the wind, I'll have to straighten up. And roll into the thermal again. Should be getting close to the top of the thermal anyway at this stage. May weaken off shortly. Coming around into the wind again. Get a little bit more lift. How high the thermal goes. Weak on that side, is it? I'm not trimmed very well. Very hard to trim with buttons, I'm not used to it. Just punch into the wind, see if I can get a bit more out of this thermal. No, it doesn't look like. I must be near the top, I think. Okay, I'm going to turn back onto course. See our highway, which we're going to keep to our right. Well, we don't have to, but it would be wise to. Should be able to see some trucks rolling along that highway, or we're not too high. I need to trim down a bit now. Might even see the odd train running along the tracks as well. There's a bit of variability in the wind today, bumping us around a bit. The turbulence as well, yeah. The weather's roughly based on a real world day and date. Best I could match it up, apart from the cumulus clouds I had to take out. Little bit lift here, dolphin through it. It's pretty high at the moment, 6,500. Not much point in circling. So we're near the top of the thermal development today. About 6,000 AGL. more lift. It's 8 minutes past 4 at the moment in the afternoon, local time. I think I worked out we need to maintain average speed. Is it 86? I think about 86 kilometres per hour. If I go to get home safely before the sun goes down. I'm averaging 96 at the moment, so we're doing well. I am flying fairly conservatively, even though I'm under a time constraint. Purely because I bumped into another thermal there. And I'm just dolphining through it. It's actually quite a good thermal. I could have taken a few turns in that one, but never mind. Yeah, they're blue thermals as I mentioned before, so you can't afford... Oh, another one. Can't afford to fly too rashly today. Pretty boring sky, isn't it, without the cumulus? Sadly, cloud shadows flutter. In fact, even the cirrus shadows out there have got a bit of flutter in them, if you notice. Look straight ahead there, you can see it, I think. Very annoying. Don't know whether it's visible on the outside. Can't see it there either. Can't see any shadows. Don't know. Next good thermal we will try to climb. Is this a good thermal? Maybe not. Looks like it fooled me that time. Oh well, we'll press on. Can't see any traffic on the roads. Hello, got some lift. Not wide enough to circle in. Because you got to be careful, sometimes you're just catching the edge of them. So they might appear narrow, but if you turn the right way, they're not. I can't turn every bit of lift I hit though, or I'll never get to our destination in time. Thought we were entering a thermal, but we weren't. I haven't had lift for a while now, have I? I'm really starting to worry. I think we've got a thermal. Quite lumpy and bumpy, the thermals in X-plane. To my mind, that's realistic. That's how I remember thermals from my real-world training days. Quite irregular things, and sometimes they got multiple cores and they twist and bend around, can be quite gusty and bumpy at times too. Stronger on the right side of the wind. When I come round to that side, I'll try a little correction out here, I think. Maybe that'll centre us better. Maybe not. Anyway, we're at 6,000 feet. We're not doing too bad. I'd like to get to 6.5 before I leave. Thermal. Oh, maybe that'll have to do with trim down again. Or left. Okay. Back in sync, so we'll speed up again. Left. Kilometres to the turn point. We're averaging 99 kilometres per hour at the moment, so I'm quite happy. And it's 16:21 local time. Average speed still climbing. We're now at 104 kilometres per hour for the task. Everything's going to plan so far. Unless we keep bumping into thermals. Scenery's a bit boring, isn't it? I better take this one. The wide thermal, so you never know when you're going to find another one. So I go the wrong way or something. Should retrim too. Right, centre this. We're less than 5 kilometres away from the turn point, so doing well. It's passed through 6,000 feet. I think this time around I'll head for the turn point. Okay, let's press on. Didn't hurt our average all that much. The task average is 101 kilometres per hour now. Every time you stop for a thermal, of course, or even slow up like this for a thermal, does some damage to your average speed. But we do need to take advantage of lift, or we're never going to get there. Cross-country gliding is all about energy management. Store energy in the glider as height, and then we convert that energy into speed in the cruise sections. We increase speed in sync, slow down in lift, even when on a cruise segment. It's called dolphining. Oh, it's my turn point. Nearly asleep there. Luckily, XC Soil woke me up. Oh, we're in a thermal. Maybe I should just keep going around for a few turns. Uh-oh. As he says that, he loses it. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Ah, it's too erratic, that one. Let's press on. I think we need to be heading about 320 degrees magnetic. This leg directly into the wind almost, and towards the sun to some degree. Although if we keep the sun there at about our 11 o'clock or so, won't be far off. Oh, all in. Oh, another good one, I think. Maybe a few turns in this one. Quite a long leg. We've got 57 kilometres to go yet to the next turn point up at YCUN. Trim properly again. I wish I had a proper trim lever. One more time around, then I've got to get back onto course. Okay, that's it. Now back onto course. Still picking up lift. As you can see, the sun is getting low. It's 4:30 in the afternoon now. My average speed has fallen. It's 96 kilometres per hour now. I need to actually trim down a bit and speed up. Here, I need to correct my course a bit. quite different, this blue thermaling. It's a good thermal, I think, there. Maybe not. Bit skinny, maybe. Yeah, it's sort of different. Yeah, when you're using cloud thermals, you're taking a more tactical approach to the task, constantly looking at the layout of the clouds and figuring out what your best options are, whether to go to the left of track, right of track, or straight down the track. You're looking to see how old the clouds are. If you see new clouds popping, well, old clouds dying and that sort of thing. You're watching all that going on as well. Another good thermal. It's actually quite a good thermaling day today. Just as well, since they're blue thermals. Could still end up on the ground, nevertheless. You just got to hit a patch of without much lift or lots of sink, and you'll be on the ground. Landouts are not uncommon in cross-country tasks for gliding. The thing is too, leaving the airfield this late or that late in the afternoon probably wouldn't make a lot of friends with the ground crew. Faced with the prospect of or the potential of having to make a nighttime retrieve. Bring the trailer out to you or whatever in the dark. Depends, I guess, what time you land out. If you land out before the sun goes down, there's a potential to get the tug into the field where you're at and relaunch you and tow you back to the airfield. But yeah. This is probably just a slightly unrealistic what I'm doing, but just for my own interest, keep the pressure on, make sure I don't slow down and take the lazy way up. I'm averaging 103 at the moment, so I'm doing well. I am starting to think about another thermal now. Today I'm trying to get high, stay high. That's my tactic, and try not to get off course too much. Now this looks like a good thermal, is it? No. Didn't last. I'll try for a better one. I am in quite a bit of pain today, unfortunately. Well, I'm in pain most days, but some days are worse than others. My voice seems to be affected too. I do apologise for that. It's a bit husky today. I should have really taken some pain relief for the task. How can I say? I'll try this one. I'll try it. Come on. See if we can find some. enough lift to circle in here. As I come round into the wind, I'll straighten up again. No, it doesn't seem to be. Oh, maybe. Not a brilliant. No. Bad thermal. Okay, I'm going to complete this turn and continue on. Hope for a better thermal. We're into the wind now and back on course. Bit of lift there, but it's just not quite wide enough. Okay, let's get the nose down again. I definitely need another good thermal at this stage. Still got a bit over 37 kilometres to go. Cannot circle here. Doesn't look promising. No, I'm not happy with this thermal. Could be a little better. Now climbing most of the way around the circle. I'm using too much rudder pedal. I'm used to FSX. Don't need as much rudder pedal in X-Plane. Uh-oh. What have I done? Where is it? over here. Battling here, aren't I? Well, let's get back onto course. Not where our thermal is. Appeared a bit. Must have just got blown out the back of it. Yeah, we're doing better again. Wasting a lot of time though, so our average speed's going to fall quite a lot. Coming up to 6,000 feet. I'll get back onto course this time around. We're nearly at 6.5. Okay, let's get some speed on.
So this is the end of part 1 of our Cunderdin task, Racing the Sun. As I said at the beginning of this task, I've had to split the video into 2 parts to get it uploaded to YouTube. In the second part, once we get around the next waypoint at YCUN, we'll be heading south to return to our airfield at Cunderdin. On that last leg, the sun will be getting quite low in the west, and we should see more of the excellent lighting effects that X-Plane 11 delivers. Until then, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll see the conclusion of this task in the next video.